In this video, we'll discuss about lease financing. This question is taken from the notes which have been already provided. Question number 15.4. So let's first read the question and then we'll try to solve it. The question states, ABC Machine Tool Company is considering acquisition of a large equipment to set up its factory in backward area for rupees 12 lakh. The equipment is expected to have an economic useful life of 8 years. The equipment can be financed either with an 8-year term loan at 14% interest repayable in equal installments of rupees 2,58,676 per year or by an equal amount of lease rental per year. The equipment is subject to straight line method of depreciation, assuming no salvage value and 50% corporate tax rate. Which of the financing alternatives should it select? So in this particular question, they have given us that ABC Machine Tool Company is considering to buy a machinery. The cost of machinery given is rupees 12 lakhs. The economic useful life or the overall life of that machinery is 8 years. Now, two options are given to us to acquire this particular machine. This machine can be either acquired by taking loan from a bank or it can be taken on lease. Again, मशीन या तो हम लोग बैंक से लोन लेके उस लोन के पैसे से हम लोग मशीनरी खरीद सकते हैं या फिर हम लोग उसे लीज पे ले सकते हैं. लीज एज इन वी आर यूजिंग इट फॉर सर्टेन नंबर ऑफ ईयर्स एंड देन वील रिटर्न बैक दैट मशीनरी. So within these two given options, we are required to choose which of the option is better for us. Either from borrowing it from the bank, that is taking loan and then borrowing the machinery, or taking the machinery on lease. So these two options will be evaluated by us, and on that basis of evaluation, we'll calculate the net present value, compare the net present value, whichever value is lowest, we will consider that particular option. So let us start solving this particular question. We'll first go with the option 1, that is, if in case we are borrowing it from the bank, then how will be the evaluation done? So we'll write if funds are borrowed, then how will be our calculation? Now try to understand, when we are borrowing it from the bank, so what all expenses will be incurred by us? First, when we are taking loan from the bank, so we will be required to pay interest on that. So first our calculation will be based on interest. So in this particular table, I'll show you how interest will be calculated. Interest is not calculated on a simple basis. First column is year, second column the overall balance value, interest which we need to calculate. In this particular table, interest calculation is very important for us, which will be further utilized for calculating the present value. Alright, so try to understand, in the first year we are borrowing 12 lakh rupees. Why are we borrowing 12 lakh rupees? Because the cost of machinery given to us is rupees 12 lakh, right? So we will be borrowing 12 lakh for the particular machinery, alright, and our borrowing will be done for almost around 8 years because its economic useful life is given to us as 8 years. The rate of interest will be 14%. So on 14% basis, our calculation will begin. First, the first installment which we are going to pay will be calculated on 12 lakhs, right? So 12 lakhs and then take on your calculator 12 lakh into 14%. 12 lakhs into 14%. If you calculate 12 lakh into 14%, you will get 1,68,000. So this 1,68,000 is the interest for first year. Alright. Now, before this principal value, there is one more installment given to us. See, in the question it was written that the equipment can be financed either with 8-year term loan at 14% interest, repayable with equal installments of rupees 2,58,000. So, for that 12 lakh rupees loan, we are paying equal installments of rupees 2,58,676, which means that this 2,58,676 comprise of not only the principal value, that is the 12 lakh loan which we have taken, and also the interest value which we need to repay. So in here we'll write the equal installment amount, or you can call it as EMI. Equal installment, which is 2,58,676. And now, after this, we will calculate the principal amount, because this equal installment consists of this interest and the principal value. So we need to calculate the principal amount now. How we will calculate principal? Equal installment, that is 2,58,676 minus the interest. So take on your calculators. 2,58,676 minus 1,68,000. So you will get 90,676. Alright, this is the value you are getting. Now you got the principal, you got the equal installment, right? Now for second year, we will go for the calculation of second year. Now what will be the balance now? From 12 lakh in the initial year, from 12 lakh we have repaid this much principal. So for next immediate year, for calculating the interest, we need to reduce 90,676 from this 12 lakh. So here, to calculate balance, what you guys need to do, you need to reduce 12 lakhs minus this principal, that is 90,676. After you reduce this, you get a value of 11,09,324. You'll get this value. Now again, on this amount, on this balance, you will calculate the interest straight away, 14%. So this value into, you'll do 14% into 14%. So 11,09,324 into 14%, you will get here interest, you'll get 1,55,305. We'll ignore the decimal points here for ease of our calculation. So we get the interest. Now again, equal installment remain the same, because it has been already mentioned that same equal amount of installment is being repaid all over the year. So again, 2,58,676. Now again, for calculating the principal, we'll reduce 2,58,676 minus 1,55,305. So take on your calculators. 2,58,676 minus 1,55,305. You will get 1,03,371. Now similarly, in the upcoming succeeding years, for the third year, again, how will we calculate the balance now? In the initial first year, we took 12 lakh minus the principal. Now in the second year, for calculating the balance for third year, you will take 11 lakh 9,324 minus 1 lakh 3,371. So here, once again, I will type it for you. 11 lakh 9,324 minus your balance value 1 lakh 3,371. You will get 1,05,953. So this is the value you will get, 1,05,953. Again, on this balance, everyone, on this balance you will calculate 14% for calculating the interest. So directly into, you will take 14% on this particular value into 14%. So you will get interest for the third year, and the interest for third year will be 1,40,833. So this is the interest for third year. Now again, equal installment is the same, 2,58,676. So how will you calculate the principal now? Equal installment 2,58,676 minus the interest value. You will get the principal. $58,676. So you will get 1,78,000. Sorry, 1,17,842. Because it is being rounded off. Alright. So this is how you are calculating the interest, basically the interest for all the 8 years. In similar manner, just like we discussed 2 minutes earlier, we will be calculating such kind of interest for almost 8 years, because it is mentioned in the question that the life is for 8 years. So for calculating that, we need interest for 8 years. I'll once again show you how interest is being calculated, and then after that we'll move on to the actual calculation of the present value. Fourth year. Now how will calculate the balance? Again, the balance of third year minus the principal, 10 lakhs 5,953 minus 1,17,843. 1,05,953 minus 1,17,843. So you will get 8,88,110. So this is the value. Again, on this particular value, you will directly calculate 14%. Take on your calculators 8,88,110 into 14% into 14%. You will get the interest as 1,24,335. Again, the equal installment here will be same, 2,58,676. What will be the principal? 2,58,676 minus 2,58,676 and minus the interest value. So you will get the principal as 1,34,341. This is how you will be calculating for almost around 8 years, and the major component or the major calculation in this particular table is your interest calculation. So the interest which you will calculate for the further years should come down to, for 5th year, you should get the interest of 1,05,528. For 6th year, you should get 84,087. For 7th year, you should get 59,644. And for 8th year, you should get 31,676. After we are done calculating with the interest, now let us calculate the net present value. For this particular table, you can give the heading as calculation of interest. Calculation of interest. Now we will be calculating net present value. So our first column will be year column, year. Then second column will be the interest which we calculated in the previous table. Then next will be our depreciation column. Alright, before I move on, let's try to understand now. Now there are basically two expenses which you will face in case of funds when we are borrowing. Because you are purchasing a particular asset, but you are purchasing it by the funds against a loan. So for that you have to pay an expense which is interest. So this is the first expense you are paying, interest. Apart from that, since you are buying the asset, it is compulsory for you, for everyone, to charge depreciation on it. So our second expense becomes depreciation. So these are the two expenses which will be charged on that particular machinery. Now year is 1, 2. First you will write the year, all the years which are there. Alright. After that, you will fill in the interest. Okay, so we are done with writing the interest as well as the years. Now depreciation. Now try to understand, in the question it was given that we need to calculate depreciation by straight line method. And if you guys remember depreciation, which you guys used to calculate it by the simplest method, the cost of machinery that is 12 lakhs minus the salvage value, which is not given in this particular question because there is no salvage value, divided by the life of the asset, that is 8 years. So 12 lakhs divided by 8, 12 lakhs divided by 8, you get 1,50,000. I'll write it here for your reference. It is 12 lakhs divided by 8, 1,50,000, and it is the same because depreciation is there for SLM method. That's why it will be same for all the years. So 1,50,000 is the depreciation. Now moving forward, in the third column, what you guys can do is total up the interest as well as depreciation. We are totaling up this for the understanding purpose. Once you guys understand that how we are further calculating it, then you can skip this particular column. So in this column, we'll total interest plus depreciation. So we will add 1,68,000 plus 1,50,000. 1,60,000 plus 1,50,000. You will get 3,18,000. Similarly, you will add up 1,55,305 plus 1,50,000. Again for the third year, you will calculate this. So likewise, you have to calculate it for all the years. This is the total. Like in the last column, 31,676 plus 1,50,000. You are getting 1,81,676. So you are just adding up the interest column with depreciation and you are getting the total sum here. Alright. After that, there is a concept called as tax shield. See, just like a shield is used for protecting, here also for protecting the expenses, from the tax, we are calculating the tax shield. Now how are we going to protect the expenses? These interest and depreciation, we will be shielding them from the taxation bracket. How are we going to shield it? So here in this column, we will write tax shield. The heading will be tax shield because you are protecting the unnecessary expenses. It's not unnecessary expense, but your cost is being saved. Tax shield. So if you again go back to the question, we are given 50% corporate tax rate. We are given with 50% corporate tax rate. So here this total which we have calculated, 3,18,000 into, we'll do 50%. Similarly, 3,05,305 into 50%. So for all the values, for all the total which we have done for interest plus depreciation, we will take into 15% on that to calculate the tax shield. So here 3,08,000 into 50%. You will get 1,59,000. Similarly, 3,05,305 into 50%. You will get 1,52,652. In the book, they have not rounded it off, so it is altogether fine if you are not rounding it off or you are rounding it off. If you are rounding it, then make sure that the values are small and easier for you to calculate. So likewise we'll be calculating all these values. So here 2,90,833 into 50%, you get 1,45,416 into 50%. So likewise we will calculate it for the rest of the years as well. We have directly calculated this particular sum into 15%. This particular sum into 50%, 50, the corporate tax rate is 50%. Alright, now next moving on, we have calculated the tax shield. Now we'll make a column that is total payment. If you remember, previously we calculated this equal installment which was given in the question, this equal installment. From this equal installment we will reduce the tax shield. Why are we reducing this tax shield? Because again we are protecting this value. From the total payment, this is what we are shielding or protecting. So here you will write it down. Give the heading as total payment, and in the complete column you will write 2,58,676. Now we are done with calculating the total payment. We also have the tax shield. Now we will calculate net outflow, net cash outflow. Net cash outflow. So how are we calculating the net cash outflow? Our total payment minus the tax shield. Again, we will calculate the net cash outflow for second year. Total payment minus the tax shield, the second year. Likewise, you have to calculate it for all the years. Again, how did we calculate the net cash outflows? Total payment minus tax shield. Total payment minus tax shield. Alright, so you got the net cash outflow. Now if you guys remember, we have studied NPV, and in NPV we had discussed how we calculate NPV. We take the net cash outflow, multiply it by the discount factors, and we get the product as present values, and the total of that present values we call it as net present value. Likewise here as well, we will calculate it in a similar way. We have net cash outflows. Now we will calculate the discount factors. Discount factor. In this particular case, you guys can see that we have 14% of interest given to us, but there is a change. It should be noted that the discount rate used to find out the PV is 7% equal to after the cost of debt. So cost of debt which is 50% for us. 50% again is the tax rate which is considered as the cost of debt. कॉस्ट ऑफ डेट को ही यहाँ पे टैक्स रेट समझा गया है, तो इसलिए वो 14 का 50% लेके जो हमारे पास इंटरेस्ट बचा है वो 7% के बेसिस पे हम डिस्काउंट फैक्टर कैलकुलेट कर रहे हैं. तो हमारे लिए डिस्काउंट फैक्टर कितना रहेगा 7%, और हम 7% पे डिस्काउंटिंग करेंगे. अब डिस्काउंटिंग कैसे करते हैं तो आपको याद होगा, अब आप कैलकुलेटर पे लीजिए 100 डिवाइडेड बाय 107. ठीक, 100 डिवाइडेड बाय 107 यू विल गेट 0.934579. तो यहाँ पे हम लेंगे 0.935 अगेन. अब इसके बाद में हम क्या करते हैं, like once you are done with getting this 100 divided by 107 you get on the calculator 0.934579 as a value. अब आप 2 बार मल्टीप्लिकेशन का सिंबल प्रेस करेंगे और 1 बार इक्वल टू का, तो आपको सेकेंड ईयर का यहाँ पे प्रेजेंट फैक्टर मिल रहा है, डिस्काउंटिंग फैक्टर, दैट इज़ 0.873. 0.873. सेकेंड ईयर का है 0.873. उसके बाद हाँ ना, आफ्टर दैट आपको कैलकुलेटर को बिल्कुल डिस्टर्ब नहीं करना है. यू हैव टू सिंपली प्रेस जस्ट द इक्वल टू बटन वंस. सो यू गेट 816, 0.816 विच इज़ द डिस्काउंट फैक्टर फॉर द थर्ड ईयर. 0.813, sorry it is 816. अगेन इक्वल टू प्रेस करेंगे, यू विल गेट इट फॉर फोर्थ ईयर 0.7628, जिसे हम राउंड ऑफ करके लिखेंगे 0.763. अगेन इक्वल टू प्रेस करेंगे, यू विल गेट 0.7129. फॉर दैट वील राइट 0.713. again equal to, you will get 0.666. again simply one equal to, you will get 0.62274. for that we will write 0.673. and last press equal to, you will get 0.582. 0.582. So we are done with calculating the discount factor. Now in the last we will calculate the present values. प्रेजेंट वैल्यू कैसे कैलकुलेट होंगे, नेट कैश आउटफ्लो मल्टीप्लाइड बाय द डिस्काउंट फैक्टर. सो 99676 इंटू डिस्काउंट फैक्टर आपको प्रेजेंट वैल्यू मिलेगा. सो 9967 इंटू द डिस्काउंट फैक्टर, you get the present value 93,197. सिमिलरली सेकेंड ईयर के लिए आप यहाँ पे लेंगे प्रोडक्ट नेट कैश आउटफ्लो मल्टीप्लाइड बाय द डिस्काउंट फैक्टर फॉर सेकेंड ईयर, you will get the present value for second year 92,559. यहाँ पे राउंड ऑफ कर सकते हैं वैल्यूज़ को. आफ्टर दैट अगेन for third year 1,13,259 multiplied by 0.816, you will get 92,419, which can be rounded off to 420, right? So in this particular manner you will calculate all the present values. In this particular manner, you will calculate all the present values, and after you are done calculating all the present values, you have to calculate the total of the present values to get the NPV, net present value. So NPV, for that you have to add up this particular column. You have to total this column to get NPV. So I'll just write here sum so you get 7,59,777. Now you will notice a difference that it is bit different from the rest of from the answer which is given in the book. However, we need to recheck this year's. In this year, I think discount factor we took it incorrect. That's why we are getting a wrong answer. Here, I'll just change the discount factor. It should be 0.623. So yes, now you will get the correct answer. 7,52,000 and 88 is given in the book. You are getting 86, which is altogether completely fine, because it is the effect of rounding off. So we are done with NPV from option 1. Now here this is the option 1 calculation. I will share this Excel with you so that you can write it down and check out with the answers. Now this was our option 1. You are required to calculate the interest first and then after the calculation of NPV. Now in the second option, we have to consider if we are taking it by lease, how will be the NPV. So write down option 2. Acquiring the asset on lease basis. Now, in lease basis, since the asset is altogether borrowed and we are paying a certain particular rental value, so we are not required to give interest because it is not borrowed from certain amount. First thing, so there will be no interest. Depreciation will also be not there. Why? Because the owner of the asset will be charging it. Are we the owners? No, we are not the owners because we are just borrowing it. See, try to understand. Just like हमने कोई घर लिया लेकिन रेंट पे लिया है, हम हर महीने उसका रेंट पे कर रहे हैं, बट इसका मतलब ये नहीं होता कि वो घर हमारा हो गया, बिकॉज आफ्टर सर्टन ईयर्स वी हैव टू रिटर्न इट बैक टू द ओनर, राइट. तो ये भी ऐसा ही है लीज के केस में भी. यू आर यूजिंग द असेट, यू आर पेइंग द वैल्यू फॉर यूजिंग द असेट विच इज कॉल्ड एज लीज, एंड देन यू विल बी रिटर्निंग दैट असेट. So in this case, the depreciation will also be calculated by the owner of the asset. ठीक है, तो इसीलिए यहाँ पे इंटरेस्ट और डेप्रिसिएशन के कैलकुलेशंस लीज के केस में नहीं आएंगे. तो आपकी किस चीज़ का कैलकुलेशन आएगा यहाँ पे? सिर्फ और सिर्फ आप जो लीज पे कर रहे हो या जो आप रेंटल पे कर रहे हो उसका कैलकुलेशन यहाँ पे आएगा. अब क्वेश्चन में अगर आप देखेंगे तो द सेम हैज़ बीन यूज्ड एज रेंटल बेसिस. Same amount 2,58,676 again is used as a rental basis. So in this case, our lease value decided is equals to rupees 2,58,676. All right. Now what is happening is tax is deductible on this particular value. Like initially we calculated a tax shield, if you remember, in this case. Similarly, here also we will calculate tax shield on this particular lease value. So after deducting the tax, it will be the tax shield, which is equal to 2,58,676 into the corporate tax rate, which is given in the question, 50%. So you will get 2,58,676 into 50%. You will get 1,29,338. ठीक है. Now this much amount is payable for almost 8 years. This much amount will be payable for 8 years. But we need to calculate again the discounted value because NPV we are taking it for consideration. NPV से हम लोग कंपेयर कर रहे हैं, इसलिए इसकी भी NPV कैलकुलेट होगी. इसकी NPV आप कैसे कैलकुलेट कर सकते हो? या तो आप ईयर अगेन जिस तरीके से आप NPV पहले इन्वेस्टमेंट डिसीजंस में कैलकुलेट करते थे वैसे कैलकुलेट कर लीजिए. जैसे आपने ईयर लिख लिया, फिर उसके बाद ये इंस्टॉलमेंट वैल्यू क्योंकि सेम है तो आप उसे लिख लेंगे 1,29,338 फॉर ऑल द ईयर्स. और फिर उसके बाद डिस्काउंट वैल्यू. नाउ दिस इज योर you can call it as cash outflow or you can call it as the payable amount. And then in this column you can calculate the discount factor. Discount factor will be same 7%, like I stated previously. 50% has been deducted from that particular interest rate as well, so we are calculating discount factor on 7%. So the same discount factor will be required there as well. We'll just copy it from here. You get the discount factor, and now you will calculate the present value. Present value, you will multiply each and every cash outflow with the respective year's discount factor. That is this cash outflow multiplied by discount factor. You will get 1,29,000. Similarly again 1,29,000 second year's cash flow multiplied by the discount factor for second year. Discount factor for second year. And likewise you will be multiplying it for all the rest of the years. And then you total up the present values, all the present values which you calculated right now. You will make a sum. We are adding up all the values. So you get 7,72,277. This is your NPV for lease method. Now this is one way of calculating. There is another way. Now either instead of doing this such a long route calculating the discount factors, what you can do otherwise is just total up the discount factors. You initially calculated the discount factors here as well. So what you can do is just total the discount factors. This is another way for calculating the present value. just in case and this is applicable only if the cash outflows are same for all the years. If the cash outflow is not same for all the years, then you have to separately calculate it. So you get 5.917 and just multiply the 5.917 with 1,22,000. Like here, if I show you, just 1,29,338 multiplied with 5.971. See, you get the same value. Alright, so either you can directly calculate it like this and give a proper explanation to that, or you can do it like this by creating a table. Now we have calculated the NPVs using both the methods. As option 2, we get 7,72,000 for option 1, that is using the borrowed funds, we got NPV as 7,52,086. Now again we will in the end give our decision. Do not forget, whenever evaluation questions are given or you are given to give your advice, don't forget to give a closing statement that according to you, according to all the calculations, which is the correct choice. So you'll write a statement here that since the NPV for option 1 is less than option 2, option 1 should be considered. Option 1 should be selected. I hope you understood the question. If you have any queries, drop in a message to me. Thank you.